All right, let's jump right into a book that honestly has been a total game changer for millions of people, The Four Agreements. You've probably seen it around. It's this short, super powerful guide that's all based on ancient Toltec wisdom. And today, we're going to unpack its core promise. I mean, just think about that for a second. What if everything holding you back, all those self-limiting beliefs, could be dismantled with just four simple rules? Your freedom, your happiness, all of it, just four principles away. That's a huge promise, right? So let's get into what that actually means and how it's supposed to work. Okay, so first things first. Before we can really get the agreements, we need a little context. Where did they come from? And maybe more importantly, what's the big problem they're designed to solve? Let's take a look at the core idea behind the whole book. So the book itself came out way back in 1997, and what it does is pretty amazing. It takes all this deep wisdom from the Toltec people. They were this ancient society in Mexico known for being incredible scientists and artists. And the author, Don Miguel Ruiz, boils all that down into a simple, practical guide for, us, for modern life. And this is the ultimate goal. The book's whole argument is that since we were kids, we've basically been domesticated by society. It's like we've been handed this rule book of beliefs that just makes us judge ourselves and, frankly, suffer. So these four agreements, they're supposed to be the keys, the tools you can use to just shatter those rules and take back your own personal power. All right, enough at the background. Let's get to the heart of it. What are these four agreements? The core principles of this whole philosophy. Okay, agreement number one, and you could argue this is the most important one, the one that really sets the foundation for everything else. It's all about the unbelievable power that we have in our words. Now, on the surface, that sounds pretty simple, but the meaning behind it is just so deep. It's about really, truly understanding that your words have the power to create beautiful things or to destroy them entirely. Let's break down that word, impeccable. It literally means without sin. So what he's saying is, don't use your words to sin against yourself or against anyone else. And just think about it for a sec. How often do we use words to gossip? Or even worse, to feed that little voice in our own head, our inner critic? This agreement is all about taking that power and flipping it, using it for truth and love instead. Okay, on to number two. And this one, wow. This is the one that so many people say is instantly life-changing. It's almost like being handed a shield, a kind of emotional armor. Honestly, this is a complete game changer. It completely rewires how you see the actions and words of every single person around you. The freedom in this idea is just massive. Once you truly get that nothing other people say or do is actually about you, it's all a projection of their own world, their own stuff, you basically become immune to it. An insult? It's about them. A compliment? That's about them too. It just cuts you loose from so much unnecessary suffering and drama. All right, let's get to number three. And this one tackles one of the absolute biggest sources of conflict in our lives, especially in our relationships. I'm talking about all those stories we make up in our heads. I mean, just think about it for a second. How much trouble in your own life has come from simply assuming you know what someone else is thinking or why they did what they did? So instead of all that guesswork, the book says find the courage to just ask. Ask questions and be brave enough to say what you really want. When your communication is that clear, all those made-up stories just disappear. And all the sadness and drama that comes with them, gone. It is a straight line to clarity. And finally, we're at number four. This is the agreement that kind of pulls the other three together and puts them into action in your everyday life. This one sounds so simple, right? Just do your best. But there's a subtle point here that is absolutely crucial to understand. Okay, listen up, because this is key. This is not about perfectionism. Not at all. It's about realizing that your best is a moving target. Your best on a day you're feeling great and full of energy is going to be totally different from your best when you're sick or exhausted. And that's okay. By just doing your best in that moment, whatever it looks like, you break that horrible cycle of judging yourself and feeling regret. It's the action that matters. So, okay, we've got the four principles. They sound great in theory, right? But what actually happens when you start living this way? Let's talk about the real-world impact. It's interesting, the reviews we looked at really zeroed in on this.
While all four agreements are, super powerful, it seems like getting a handle on number two, don't take anything personally, is the one that gives people the most immediate relief from everyday stress.
And the transformation is pretty profound. You basically go from being reactive, getting stressed out by every little comment or criticism, to becoming resilient and super clear in how you communicate. It's really a shift from letting all that outside noise run your life to living by your own internal compass.
So, what's the bottom line here? Is this book actually worth your time? Let's get to the final verdict.
A 4.6 out of 5 stars? Yeah, that's a pretty fantastic rating. And it tells you something really important. This isn't just a bunch of nice ideas. It's a guide that people feel actually works and delivers on what it promises. So, here's the quick breakdown. For the pros, the advice is stuff you can actually do. The big ideas are broken down into something really simple, and the book is super short but can be totally transformative. The one main critique you hear, it can feel a little repetitive. But that might actually be on purpose. Sometimes you need to hear these things over and over again for them to really sink in. And that brings us to a final thought, a question just for you. As you think about these 4 agreements we just went through, which one really hits home? Like, if you could master just one of them, starting right now, which one do you think would change your life the most? It's a really powerful question to think about. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer.